Did you know that some of the foods you eat every single day could be silently destroying your gut, and with it, your metabolism, immunity, and even your mood? Most people blame stress or age when they feel bloated, tired, or foggy, but the truth is hiding in your kitchen. Today, we're revealing the 5 worst foods for your gut, backed by real scientific research. Stick around, because after watching this, you'll never look at your grocery cart the same way again. Your gut is not just a place where food gets digested, it's the command center of your entire health. Researchers now call the gut microbiome a second brain because it controls your immunity, your inflammation levels, your hormones, your mood, your weight, and even how long you live. And here's the shocking part. Most people damage their gut every single day without even knowing it, not with junk food binges or late night snacking, but with ordinary foods they think are harmless. The truth is, some of the most popular items in the average diet silently inflame your gut lining, feed harmful bacteria, kill off the good bacteria, and create an environment where disease can easily take over. Today, we're uncovering the 5 worst foods for your gut, backed by real research, so you can protect your digestion, your metabolism, and your long-term health. Let's start with something almost everyone eats: ultra-processed foods. Scientists today call these gut bombs because of how aggressively they disrupt the microbiome. These foods are filled with artificial additives, preservatives, emulsifiers, stabilizers, dyes, and synthetic ingredients your gut never evolved to handle. Studies show emulsifiers like polysorbate 80 and carboxymethylcellulose erode the mucus layer that protects the gut wall. Once that barrier becomes thin, toxins and undigested food leak into the bloodstream, causing inflammation throughout the body, a condition often described as leaky gut. Ultra-processed foods also feed harmful gut bacteria, reducing diversity and weakening your immune system. And the scariest part, most people eat these foods daily without thinking twice. Packaged snacks, fast food, boxed meals, processed meats, frozen products, and sugary cereals, these seem harmless, but your gut treats them like chemical stress. Removing or reducing ultra-processed foods is one of the fastest ways to restore microbial balance. Next on the list, refined sugar. If there's one ingredient that wreaks havoc on your gut instantly, it's sugar. Your gut bacteria live off what you feed them, and sugar is the perfect fuel for the harmful kind, especially species linked to inflammation, obesity, and metabolic disease. Research shows that high sugar diets rapidly shift the microbiome toward bad bacteria, starving the beneficial microbes that protect your gut lining. Once this imbalance occurs, digestion slows, bloating increases, and inflammation spikes. But the damage goes even deeper. When harmful bacteria overgrow, they produce toxic byproducts that irritate the gut barrier. Sugar also suppresses immune cells that normally fight infections in the gut, making your digestive system more vulnerable. Many people think they're eating not too much sugar, but they forget about hidden sugars in sauces, drinks, breads, soups, flavored yogurt, and packaged foods. Every gram of unnecessary sugar weakens your gut ecosystem. Reducing sugar isn't just about calories, it's about protecting the tiny microbes that literally keep you alive. The third gut-damaging food is artificial sweeteners. Many people replace sugar with diet products thinking they're making a healthy swap. But research shows the opposite. Sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin can disrupt the microbiome dramatically. In fact, studies reveal that even a few days of consuming sucralose can reduce good gut bacteria by up to 50%. Artificial sweeteners confuse the body, triggering metabolic changes that affect insulin, hunger hormones, and digestion. They also increase intestinal permeability, meaning they loosen the tight junctions in your gut lining, allowing harmful particles to pass through. That's why people who consume large amounts of diet sodas or sugar-free products often experience bloating, gas, or unpredictable digestion. The lesson? Anything that tastes sweet but contains no calories still interacts with your gut, and not in a good way. Fourth on the list, alcohol. Even moderate drinking can harm your gut more than you realize. Alcohol acts like a toxin to the delicate bacteria living in your intestines. It kills beneficial microbes, inflames the lining, and slows down digestive function. When alcohol irritates the gut wall, it becomes easier for endotoxins to enter the bloodstream, triggering systemic inflammation. This is one reason why heavy drinkers often struggle with gut disorders, nutrient deficiencies, or chronic stomach issues. And it's not just hard liquor. Wine, cocktails, beer, everything counts. Research shows that even one night of drinking can temporarily increase intestinal permeability. Over time, alcohol weakens your gut's defense system and can lead to imbalances known as dysbiosis. Simply reducing the frequency or amount of alcohol can bring major improvements in digestion, mood, and overall gut health. Finally, we have processed oils, especially those high in omega-6 fatty acids like soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, and vegetable oil blends. These oils dominate modern diets, especially in restaurants and packaged foods. The problem is that omega-6 fats, when consumed in excess, promote inflammation inside the gut. They create an imbalance between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids, shifting the gut microbiome toward inflammatory bacteria. Many researchers now believe that this imbalance is one of the hidden causes of chronic digestive disorders. Processed oils are also easily oxidized, meaning they break down under heat and create harmful compounds that irritate the gut lining. When your body is constantly exposed to these damaged oils, your gut barrier weakens, inflammation rises, and your microbiome loses its diversity. Switching to healthier fats like olive oil, avocado oil, or small amounts of grass-fed butter can help restore balance and reduce inflammation. When you put all of this together, the message is clear. Your gut is extremely sensitive to the foods you eat every day. Ultra-processed foods, sugar, artificial sweeteners, alcohol, and cheap processed oils may be convenient, affordable, or tasty, but they come with a hidden cost. Damage to the delicate ecosystem that runs your metabolism, immunity, and digestion. The good news is that your gut can heal remarkably fast. Within days of removing these foods, your microbes begin to rebalance, inflammation decreases, and your gut lining starts to repair itself. Small changes lead to enormous transformation. Protecting your gut means protecting your future health, and cutting out these 5 foods is the most powerful place to begin. Once you understand how damaging certain foods can be to your gut, the next question becomes, what actually happens inside your digestive system when you eat these foods? Most people think gut issues are just about bloating or stomach pain, but the truth is much deeper. Your gut is home to trillions of microbes, each with a specific job, breaking down nutrients, defending you from pathogens, regulating inflammation, and even communicating with your brain through the gut-brain axis. So when you repeatedly expose your gut to inflammatory foods, the entire system begins to malfunction in ways you may never have connected to digestion. Chapter 2 dives deeper into what each of these 5 foods does the moment it enters your system and why these effects are so dangerous over time. Let's begin again with ultra-processed foods. These aren't just unhealthy because they're junk. They're dangerous because they contain chemicals your microbiome cannot recognize. Emulsifiers like polysorbate 80, sodium carboxymethyl cellulose, and lecithins break down the natural mucus layer that protects your gut from harmful particles. Researchers have shown that when this mucus layer becomes thin, opportunistic bacteria begin to directly touch the gut wall, something that should never happen. This creates microscopic injuries and inflammation. Over time, this ongoing irritation weakens the tight junctions between intestinal cells, creating the condition known as intestinal permeability or leaky gut. And once the gates are open, toxins enter your bloodstream and trigger immune responses everywhere: your joints, skin, brain, and even heart. This is why people who eat high amounts of processed foods often experience headaches, joint pain, acne, brain fog, or mood swings. They're not random symptoms. They are messages from a distressed gut. Refined sugar creates an entirely different kind of chaos inside your gut. Sugar acts like fertilizer for harmful bacteria and yeast. Microbes such as Candida thrive on sugar, quickly multiplying and pushing out beneficial bacteria like lactobacillus and bifidobacteria. When the good microbes disappear, the gut loses its ability to produce essential compounds like short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs. which nourish the gut lining and calm inflammation. Without these SCFAs, digestion becomes harder, constipation or diarrhea becomes more common, and the immune system becomes more reactive. Sugar also spikes your blood glucose rapidly, and constant spikes weaken your insulin response, leading to metabolic problems that indirectly harm the gut as well. Meanwhile, sugar weakens immune cells like neutrophils, reducing your ability to fight off harmful bacteria and viruses in the digestive tract. So sugar isn't only bad for weight gain, it is truly toxic to your internal ecosystem. Artificial sweeteners bring a different type of problem. Unlike sugar, they don't feed microbes directly. Instead, they confuse the microbiome by introducing chemicals that disrupt bacterial metabolism. Sweeteners like sucralose, saccharin, and aspartame alter the balance of bacterial species, increasing the population of microbes linked to inflammation and metabolic disorders. What's more concerning is that artificial sweeteners can change how your body processes glucose. Studies show that they alter insulin sensitivity and disrupt the feedback loop between your gut and brain. This means your hunger signals, fullness cues, and cravings become unreliable. People often feel hungrier after consuming diet products, and this is not mental. It's biological. These sweeteners also appear to increase gut permeability, making the lining weaker and more prone to allowing toxins to slip through. Many people who struggle with bloating, unpredictable bowel movements, or abdominal discomfort never suspect they're sugar-free products, but those are often the hidden culprits. Alcohol's damage begins almost instantly. Unlike foods, alcohol is absorbed rapidly in the stomach and small intestine, exposing your gut lining to a high concentration of a toxic compound. Alcohol kills beneficial bacteria while letting harmful ones grow unchecked. It also dehydrates the intestinal environment, making it harder for mucus to protect the gut lining. But what makes alcohol uniquely damaging is its ability to increase endotoxin levels in the bloodstream. Endotoxins are toxins released by bacteria, and when they leak into the blood, they create inflammation throughout the body. This process explains why heavy drinkers develop gut problems, liver issues, mood disorders, and immune dysfunction. Even moderate drinking, like a few glasses of wine each week, can create temporary permeability in the gut. The problem isn't just the alcohol itself, but the fact that the gut wall never gets enough time to fully recover. Processed seed oils create another category of gut damage, one that most people never notice. These oils, like soybean, corn, safflower, and vegetable oil blends, are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. Our bodies need omega-6 fats, but the modern diet contains far more than necessary, creating an inflammatory imbalance. Inflammation is devastating to gut bacteria because it creates a hostile environment where beneficial microbes struggle to survive. These oils also oxidize easily during cooking, generating toxic byproducts that irritate the gut lining. Over time, chronic exposure to oxidized oils weakens the structural integrity of the gut barrier. Many people associate inflammation with joint pain or headaches, but one of the primary sources of internal inflammation is actually the gut's reaction to unhealthy fats. When your gut is inflamed, you feel sluggish, tired, foggy, and more prone to illness. What makes these foods even more concerning is that many people eat all five regularly. Think about a typical day: breakfast cereal, processed, flavored yogurt, sugar, salad dressing, seed oils, diet soda, artificial sweeteners, and drinks at night, alcohol. Each item alone can cause harm, but together they create a perfect storm of inflammation, dysbiosis, and weakened immunity. And all of this happens silently. Gut damage doesn't start with dramatic symptoms. It creeps up slowly. You might first notice occasional bloating, then fatigue, then skin breakouts, then brain fog, then weight gain. These symptoms build up until your gut is so inflamed that you start experiencing real digestive disorders. But here's the good news. Your gut has an extraordinary ability to heal. Even after years of mistreatment, the microbiome can begin repairing itself within days of removing these harmful foods. Research shows that gut bacteria populations begin to shift within 24 hours of dietary change. The mucus layer begins to thicken, inflammation starts reducing, beneficial bacteria multiply, you start feeling lighter, clearer, more energized, your digestion calms down, your immune system becomes stronger, and your body begins operating the way it was meant to. Understanding the science behind these foods gives you the power to make meaningful changes. You don't need to eliminate everything instantly. Small, consistent changes create massive results. Your gut is your foundation, and when you protect it, every part of your life improves. Now that you understand exactly how these gut-damaging foods create inflammation and disrupt your microbiome, it's time to look at the real-life consequences. Many people think gut health only affects digestion, like bloating, gas, constipation, or diarrhea. But in reality, the effects are much bigger and reach far beyond your stomach. Researchers now know that almost every major system in your body is influenced by your gut. Your metabolism, your immune system, your brain, your hormones, and even your skin. So when the foods you eat harm your gut daily, the damage spreads throughout your entire body in ways you may never have imagined. Chapter 3 explores what happens when you continue eating these foods long-term and how those effects show up in everyday life. Let's start with metabolism, because this is one of the first areas to suffer. When harmful bacteria take over your gut, they interfere with the way your body processes carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. The result is slower metabolism and reduced energy production. Many people blame age for their weight gain or chronic tiredness, but in reality, a damaged gut is often the main reason. Your gut bacteria help regulate hormones like insulin, GLP-1, and leptin, hormones that control appetite, cravings, fat storage, and blood sugar. When your microbiome is imbalanced, these hormones stop functioning properly. You may feel hungrier even after eating, crave sugar more intensely, or gain weight around your belly, even when you're not overeating. These issues don't come from lack of discipline. They come from a gut microbiome that has been weakened by years of processed foods, sugar, alcohol, and seed oils. Another major consequence of long-term gut damage is chronic inflammation. This is the silent force behind most modern diseases, from diabetes and heart disease to arthritis, autoimmune disorders, and even cancer. When your gut lining becomes permeable, toxins and undigested food particles leak into your bloodstream, triggering your immune system to respond constantly. Over time, your immune system becomes overwhelmed and stays stuck in a state of low-grade inflammation. This is why people with poor gut health often experience symptoms like headaches, joint pain, fatigue, bloating, brain fog, and skin issues. Inflammation is a root-level problem, and the foods mentioned in this series, ultra-processed foods, sugar, artificial sweeteners, alcohol, and processed oils, are some of the strongest triggers. Your immune system also depends heavily on your gut. Nearly 70% of your immune cells live in your intestinal lining. That means everything you eat directly influences how well your immune system responds to viruses, bacteria, and chronic disease. When your gut is inflamed, your body becomes less capable of defending itself. People with poor gut health often catch colds more easily, recover more slowly, and struggle with frequent infections. On the other hand, when your gut is balanced and strong, your immune system becomes more resilient. Beneficial microbes produce compounds that fight harmful pathogens, keep inflammation under control, and protect the gut lining. But when gut-harming foods dominate your diet, the balance shifts in favor of harmful bacteria that weaken your defenses. This is why people who consume a lot of sugar, alcohol, or processed foods often experience weakened immunity without realizing the connection. Your brain is also deeply affected by the state of your gut. You may have heard of the gut-brain axis, the communication network between your digestive system and your mind. Your gut produces about 90% of your serotonin, the hormone responsible for mood stability and emotional regulation. It also plays a major role in producing dopamine and GABA, which influence motivation, calmness, and overall mental clarity. When harmful foods disrupt your microbiome, your gut's ability to produce these neurotransmitters decreases. The result can be mood swings, anxiety, depression, irritability, and trouble focusing. Many people try to treat these symptoms with medication or lifestyle changes alone, but diet is often the missing piece. If your gut is inflamed, your brain will eventually feel it because the two are connected more directly than most people realize. Skin health is another area heavily influenced by your gut. Conditions like acne, eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, and chronic dryness are often signs of internal inflammation. When the gut lining is damaged, inflammatory molecules circulate throughout the body and affect the skin. That's why people who improve their gut health often notice clearer, brighter, more even-toned skin within weeks. In contrast, the foods covered in this topic, especially sugar, alcohol, and processed oils, are strongly linked to breakouts, premature aging, and worsening skin conditions. Sugar spikes insulin, which increases oil production and inflammation. Alcohol dehydrates your skin and disrupts hormone balance. Processed oils contribute to unstable cell membranes, making your skin dull and prone to irritation. Fixing your gut is one of the most powerful ways to improve the appearance and health of your skin. Another long-term effect of poor gut health is hormonal imbalance. The gut plays a major role in regulating estrogen, cortisol, thyroid hormones, and even reproductive hormones. When your microbiome is disrupted, your body may struggle to break down excess hormones, leading to imbalances. Symptoms may include fatigue, sleep problems, irregular menstrual cycles, hair thinning, weight gain, or low libido. Many people chase solutions for hormonal imbalances through supplements or medications, but the gut is often the root cause and it can't be ignored. Once inflammation is reduced and good bacteria increase, hormonal balance becomes much easier to restore naturally. Over time, if gut damage continues, people may develop more serious conditions: irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, autoimmune disorders like Hashimoto's or rheumatoid arthritis, chronic fatigue syndrome, and metabolic disorders. The gut is involved in all of these conditions because it influences immune activity, inflammation, absorption of nutrients, and communication with other organs. When the foods you eat cause ongoing damage, the risk of developing chronic disease increases dramatically. But there's good news. Your gut can heal quickly once damaging foods are removed or reduced. The microbiome is incredibly adaptable. It can regenerate, rebalance, and repair the gut lining, often faster than people expect. Improving your gut health doesn't require perfection. It requires awareness. Once you understand how harmful these foods are, you can begin making smarter choices one step at a time. Replacing processed foods with whole foods, switching from sugary snacks to fiber-rich fruits, replacing seed oils with olive or avocado oil, cutting back on alcohol, and avoiding artificial sweeteners can transform your gut and your entire life. Your body wants to heal. Your gut wants to function properly. And when you give it the right environment, it will reward you with more energy, clearer skin, stronger immunity, better digestion, a calmer mind, and a more vibrant, longer life. Your gut is the foundation of your health. By avoiding these 5 harmful foods, you're not just improving digestion, you're boosting your energy, immunity, and overall well-being. Remember, healing starts with awareness and small, consistent changes. Start today and give your gut the care it deserves. If you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss tips that can transform your health from the inside out.